We are really delighted to have Shruti, who's joining us after a pretty interesting start with her new enterprise called Awana Health. And she's the co-founder of Awana Health, and she is an integrative health coach and also a functional nutritionist.
Thank you so much, Mr. Som and Kamalika and to CWC for giving me this opportunity. I just love talking about my journey because I feel that if I can make a difference to even one human being, it will be like an honor. So yeah, let me just dig into my journey, and it started from 2016, and I was in Bombay. I had my own label. I was a fashion designer in Bombay, and I was doing pretty well. And it so happened that I got diagnosed with the Hodgkin's lymphoma at the age of 34. And my world just shook. I didn't know, I didn't understand how this happened to me. And it was such a shock that I thought that it's just a bad dream, and then probably I'll get up and pinch myself whether it's really happening. But of course, one has to face the reality. And it happened that I had to, the usual journey of a cancer patient, going to the doctors and understanding what kind of treatments one has to take. But I was very, very curious. I was not able to accept that this sort of a thing has happened to me, because I was also going through a lot of other emotional issues in my life. I was married that time. I was getting divorced at the same time. My store was also shutting down, and I had financial issues. My parents lived in US, so I was completely living in denial, and this was not acceptable to me at all. And I thought, what is God? Why is God giving me this thing when all my world is falling apart right now? And it, of course, then when you go to the doctors, you don't really get so much of their time. They just say random things. Maybe it's this is the reason or that is the reason, but it was not convincing enough. And I started doing my own research. I started doing talking to people who have gone through cancer, talking to other therapists, holistic healers, etc. And I understood that any disease for that matter, whether it be it cancer or any, it's like a combination of your psychological, your physiological, your emotional, your lifestyle, everything combining. All these factors together can make you a diseased person. And that was something which was really eye opener for me, because I thought that health, I always thought that going to a gym, having a good body is health, but never used to think that even mental health or even emotional health, the whole quest of me, first of all, at the age of 34, I didn't wanted to die. I thought, of course, that when you hear the word cancer, it's just like gives you chills to the spine. And I have seen my grandfather pass away with cancer, and I didn't want it to go with this. So first quest is that I'll do whatever it takes to come out of it. I want to lead a healthy life. I haven't done anything much. I want to mark. I want to at least when I go, at least I should have some difference made in this world or impact made in this world. At least people should remember me for what I did. And that quest led me to, that changed my mindset. And when I understood all these factors together and what is the root cause of your disease, I thought that I have to be an example. I have to just come out of it. And I really, that thought came into my mind that time when I was going through it, that God, if I really get well, I'm going to make a difference to a lot of cancer patients because they don't know. And I got so much of knowledge from so many people, and it helped me throughout the journey. And that quest was think that I have to be this person where I want to do different things, and I haven't really lived my life. I've always been stressed. I've always been running after materialistic things. What have I achieved in this? I have not achieved anything. And that quest was very, very, very strong in me, and it made me disciplined. It made me change my lifestyle, because once you just cross that threshold or you cross that line, it becomes very easy. People often ask me, "Oh my God, lifestyle changes are so difficult. How the hell did you do it?" I said, "It's not difficult. Once you cross that line, when you come out of a comfort zone, there is when the growth starts." And I think step by step, when I started doing it and I started marking differences in me and my thought process in my body, in everyone, everything around me, that is where I really got that confidence that yes, this works and this should be really spread. It wasn't easy, Mr. Soam, because the discovering of a new whole aspect, new whole world of health, meeting so many people, going from one place to the other, it was really difficult. It was something which I was like, why isn't everything together? Why aren't doctors even approaching this, or even the other part of the world, the healers and the integrative practitioners? Why is this world so distant? And what can we do? Because in the end, the patient is suffering. The person who has got cancer is suffering because they want the best of things. They want to recover. They don't want side effects. So what can be done? And that really inspired me to be that person, like be in that in between person where we can combine both of the world, science and our ancient knowledge together, and give that really good treatment solution, or something which can bring a difference in a person's life who's especially going with cancer, because there is so many there's so much fear. There's fear around your family, there is stress around treatments, there is financial stress, there is things, what will happen, you're not you're not living in the moment. So everything together, I have gone through it, and step by step, but realizing that there is nothing like this, and people do need this support system where they can just talk, or where they can get the best of both the worlds. And why not combine it? Because the resolution is quicker, the recovery is faster, and they emerge as better human beings. They emerge, as you said, like I inspire people to become better, and then they also inspire others, and I've seen this chain reaction happen. So why not combine these two worlds together, bring everything close by close? And that's how Avana Health started. I wanted doctors, I wanted the best of nutrition, I wanted the best of healers, I wanted the best of yoga therapists, all these things together. I wanted to create an integrative system where the patient is the main. It's not like they are not. It's personalized. It's according to the patient's situation and not the disease. I really wanted to do something with the root causes. Why is the disease happening, and not for what has happened. When you go to the doctors, you go to the proper oncologist, and you every patient asks, okay, what can I eat? What do I do with my diet and nutrition? Because everyone has little bit of awareness. And when they say that you can eat everything and it doesn't matter, I was not convinced that time. And when I used to go for my treatments, I used to ask a lot of other patients that, and they really have, some of them had cancer relapse, third time, fourth time, and I used to ask this one question: what have you done to change in you? Like, have you changed your lifestyle? Have you changed your eating habits? The main reason why cancer happens is because of, like, mainly of two reasons. One is, like, to the cellular level, the oxygen becomes very less. Then second is the body becomes acidic. So we need to have like a complete alkaline diet, an anti-inflammatory diet, and secondly have a lot of oxygen, so oxidative stress to really take care of the oxidative stress. The diet has to be designed accordingly, and each person is different, each individual is different, each cancer is different. So what we do is a complete giving them personalized approach. But if you ask me, three or four things what they can start with is, first of all, to give up sugar, like completely give up sugar, white sugar. It's like it's the feed for cancer, it's the food for cancer. Number two is what causes inflammation, because the root cause of cancer is also inflammation. Now, all the inflammation comes from mainly your non-vegetarian food. The dairy plays an important part. So, if you can really reduce dairy intake, if you can reduce the red meat intake, the non-vegetarian part. Number three is all the processed food which you take from outside. You know, they have certain carcinogens. So if you cut down and you have whole diet, like food which has, like good values in it, like your pulses and your grains which have they are whole grains. So that one thing is very very important, because people are eating out and there is so much of infestation of chemicals and fertilizers, and you don't even know the names of the chemicals, and then still you're consuming it. And then the other thing which I feel is important is having a lots of good antioxidants and greens in your diet, which people are not really consuming. And that is, these factoring these few things, if you can change, if somebody is going through cancer, they'll feel a lot of difference in their health. Because if somebody has cancer, they also have certain other symptoms that the body has always been telling them, and they don't really hear it. So slowly and gradually they will really find a difference between when they cut down on these kind of food. There are two differences which I found. When I started the chemotherapy, I was not really taking any nutrition. But when after two chemos or one chemo, when I started doing this diet of whole foods, plant-based diet, and it made, I mean, I was nauseous, I was so groggy, I had brain fog, I had pains and aches, and my WBC levels were so low. After I started this whole diet and a lot of juicing and all these other things, I could see a remarkable difference in my recovery, in me not being nauseous, me not having any side effects. And I continued the diet with a whole food plant based diet for a long time till I got recovered. My completely menstruation had stopped because of the hormonal therapies, and the doctor said, I you we don't know whether you will get your periods back. And I was very resilient. I was like, no, I will get back. And after the treatment was uh, had been over, I switched to a lot of detoxing. I Because there's so much of chemical infestation in the body because of the chemotherapy, you need to really flush out those toxins. So detoxing really helped me. Following a strict regime of whole food plant based diet helped me. Doing a lot of yoga helped me. A lot of pranayams helped me. And within 6 months, my recovery was amazing. I remember I couldn't even sit down properly. I think if I look in hindsight, I think cancer is the best thing which happened to me. It gave me the purpose of my life. I am much better person as I am. I have a mission, as I told you. I really want to help a lot of people suffering from chronic diseases. It's not difficult when you really have this whole system, and when you understand how the body is meant to heal, you can come out of it. Anything is possible if you believe and if you have faith in it. So that's why Avana was born, with that thought that I want to make a difference, especially to the cancer patients. They need a support system. They need proper, correct guidance. They need this 360-degree approach where they come, they get mental counseling, they get the best of physicians, they get more and more insights about the cancer and why it happened. and treat the root cause, and never get it back, because the quality of life should increase, should be good. Even if you have cancer, it's not the end. You can still recover, you can do amazing things after this. So that was my whole mission and vision for the company, and we started slowly. And I'm so glad that so many people have joined hands, and so like people like you and CWC are trying to giving me this platform where I can really speak about it. And it's been an amazing journey. I've really helped. Again, if I'd seen my journey, my parents were with me, and this whole confusion state, which was really not, it was very, very tough for all the family members. Everybody got so. My mom went into depression, and seeing that all things, I wanted to really knock it off when if I start something, and that made me realize that even the family members need some support. They need someone to talk to, and they need to, because the cancer patient themselves are going through such mental traumas or whatever, and they don't really speak out. We as caregivers, as Avana Health, really would want to address not only to the patient but to the family, and create the support system where we make them real, because they live in so much of fear and confusion. We just want to come there and tell them that there is a way out for everything, even if the doctors have told you no. But how to even accept it, because acceptance is one major challenge which everybody faces. And all my cancer patients have this thing, that how to accept, how to live in the moment. And I realized when I was going through my journey, to say about anecdotes, that it's difficult to say, but then and to do. But if you think about it, and if you just change a little bit every day, you can definitely do it. And don't really tag any bad moment in your life as bad, because sometimes things come to change, to really shock you into and get you into better things, which happened with me. I think I'm more healthier as I've never been in my in I'm just turned 40, and I feel so lively and fresh every day because of my lifestyle changes, and which cancer got me into my. Yes. So again, starting with my journey, I never knew that mental health has such an important, it plays such an important factor. I always thought that it's all compartmentalized. And when I was going through, was going into depression that time while I got cancer. I didn't know the how to really go about it, how to talk, how to speak it out. Is this one of the days when I went to a doctor and went to a homeopath actually, and he made me do is just talk. And I think 2 hours I just cried and cried in front of that camera. I still remember. And I felt lighter. And I said, wow, this is something. And why didn't I really think about this? And why didn't I talk about my innermost
Let
feeling?
out
Let
the
out.
emotion.
And yeah, and same with so many of cancer patients. When you go into the history, when you really address the root cause, they have been really not addressing their mental health, or they're not addressing. They have so much of suppressed emotions since childhood, or even few years before getting detecting with cancer. Mostly 90% of it, and some people don't really know what to do about it. So my vision was like, I want to work in sync with these mental therapists, and we have such amazing therapists online. We have psychologists, and we have so many healers with us, and like we all work in synchronicity. The case is, it goes to them. Our health coach talks to them. We address. I speak to most of the patients, and I know what they're going through. So we try and give this comfort feeling. We try and address their innermost guilt or anger or frustration, and then we let it out. And once you let it out, once the suppressed emotion comes, the healing then starts. It's just one pillar of health, but it is an important pillar of health, I think.